First off, we can all agree Lil Wayne is probably the best punchline rapper of all time. But can he still be considered the greatest alive? Is his new album a letdown, or does it match the high expectations Wayne has set for himself from the previous albums? Now, Lil Wayne is a rapper that demands little to no introduction. The golden child of New Orleans has influenced an entire generation of rappers. With decades of experience under his belt, the promise of a new Lil Wayne album is less so exciting and more so intriguing. Now, how will the album sound like? How will this compare to past albums? These are just some of the questions that came to my mind as I heard news of the new surprise album. Before we get to it, please make sure you guys subscribe for more videos like this, and let's get right to the video. Now, let's start off by understanding the goal Wayne had in mind for this album. Leading up to the release of Wayne's Funeral, Wayne spoke about how Funeral will sound more current, saying, "What the new thing is for me is actually trying to put out music that sounds a little more like today's music." He explained to New Orleans radio station Q93.3. "What that means for me is adding hooks. I forget about hooks in my songs." So, did he pull it off? What will Funeral add to or detract from his legacy? After a full listen to the album, I put together a list of first impressions and key takeaways from Wayne's new album. Funeral gets off to a good start. After opening the album by rapping over cinematic production on the dramatic title track and a couple of lighter flicks, introduce us to an early favorite, the Manny Fresh produced Mahogany. Then Wayne spits over wild electronic production on Mamma Mia before connecting with Lil Baby and Big Sean on I Do It. At this point in the album, he successfully pulls off his mission to sound a little more like today's music, while still holding on to what we love about Lil Wayne. Now, after a strong start, Funeral starts heading downhill in the middle section. On songs like Dreams and Stop Playing With Me, he leans on autotune for melodic cuts, which aren't horrible but certainly not memorable. Then he wanders all over the Stylistic map, playing with bounce music on Clap For Him, trying his hand at pop on the highly regrettable Adam Levine featured Trust Nobody, and gives us a lo-fi, bass-heavy rap on songs like Get Out of My Head and Bastard. At this point on the track list, it becomes clear Funeral isn't an album that's focused in one direction, but rather a grab bag of sounds and style. At times, you can't help but think, couldn't Wayne have found better beats from more established producers? He picks up momentum again near the end of Funeral with songs like Piano Trap and Dark Side, but the middle section of the album kinda almost puts everything down a notch. Now, it's obvious in this album Wayne pulls inspiration from all of his musical eras on Funeral. Tracks like Mahogany and Mamma Mia appear to channel Wayne's early mixtape days, starting the tracks like with lighter flicks and aggressive bars with little to no hooks. Later, he moves to melodic tunes like Sights and Silences and Nobody, which recalls his autotune heavy days. Then he brings us back to his experimental rock era with tracks like Dreams and Get Out of My Head. Of course, attempting to highlight all of his different facets provides a challenge he doesn't completely conquer in this album. The traditional Lil Wayne rap songs prove he's still an incredibly skillful rapper, but the constant switch ups between styles does cause the album as a whole to sound kind of disconnected. Now, there are some great songs that show the best of each of Wayne's abilities, but I feel like Funeral lacks unity as a result of this. Lil Wayne also gives us quality songs while also appears to pay homage to the late NBA legend Kobe Bryant. On Ball Hard, he specifically name drops Black Mamba on the chorus. The lyric was likely always in the song, but in the wake of NBA star's untimely death on January 26, many have speculated that Wayne added other final touches prior to the album's release in honor of Kobe. Fans first noted the 24-second pause at the end of Mink James, which symbolizes the jersey number Kobe wore from 2006 until his retirement in 2016. Now, if you ask for my opinion on the whole album and if Lil Wayne can still be considered a GOAT, here's what I think. Did Lil Wayne go a little overkill with 24 tracks? Yes, but even when the production lets us down or when the hooks aren't that catchy, Funeral is filled with verses that prove Lil Wayne can still rap his ass off when he wants to. A moments on tracks like Mahogany, accompanied by longtime collaborator Manny Fresh, he invokes the feeling of peak Wayne. At 37 years old, he might not be as untouchable as he once was, but he hasn't lost his abilities or the talent that gave him the GOAT status. In my opinion, the album's biggest problems come from overall production issues and album cohesion, not Lil Wayne's rapping game. So that's my opinion on Wayne's new album and if he still can be considered a GOAT. I'm sure some of you guys might disagree with some of the things I said, so make sure to let me know your opinion on this in the comment section down below and let's have a discussion. As always guys, if you're new, please make sure you subscribe to keep up with the culture, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.